Listen to me. You have been told that money is about hard work, that it is about numbers, timing, or luck. But after 25 years of research, after sitting in the homes and offices of America's greatest titans of industry, I must tell you a truth that will shake your assumptions to the core. Wealth is not simply earned by effort. If that were true, the coal miner breaking his back would be a millionaire. The farmer toiling in the sun would be a banker. The factory worker sweating through 12-hour shifts would retire in luxury. But they do not, and that contradiction should wake you up. So what is the truth? Wealth is not a reward for sweat alone. Wealth is a response to alignment. It is the echo of your vibration. It is the reflection of what I call your aura. Your aura is the silent broadcast of your life. It speaks before you open your mouth. It enters the room before you step through the door. It negotiates before you present your case. This is the law I discovered. You do not attract what you chase. You attract what you are. If you walk into the world with fear in your bones, doubt in your mind, and scarcity in your words, the universe reads that signal as truth. And no strategy, no method, no hustle will override it, because your aura cannot lie. For 25 years, I observed this secret in the lives of great men. Andrew Carnegie radiated certainty. Henry Ford radiated conviction. Thomas Edison radiated unstoppable imagination. Each man's aura carried a frequency that commanded resources, allies, and opportunities. Carnegie once leaned back in his chair and told me, "Napoleon, wealth does not come to the one who works hardest. It comes to the one who vibrates in harmony with it." I wrote those words and never forgot them, because they revealed the hidden door that effort alone can never open. Think about this carefully. Every thought you think emits a signal. Every belief you adopt becomes a current. Every emotion you repeat shapes the magnetic field around you. And that field, your aura, determines what enters and what is blocked. You are either a magnet for wealth or a repellent. Now let me ask you something. What is your aura broadcasting right now? If you are secretly anxious about bills, your aura whispers, "I live in lack." If you envy the success of others, your aura signals, "There is not enough for me." If you undercharge, apologize for your worth, or hide your power, your aura confesses, "I do not believe I deserve abundance." And wealth obeys that signal without question. Millions of people try to fake it. They paste on confidence. They rehearse affirmations. They act as if. But underneath, they vibrate fear. And the universe responds not to their words, but to their frequency. It listens to energy, not noise. This is why some people grind for decades and never prosper. They believe wealth comes only through effort, so they never examine their aura. And as long as their energy vibrates poverty, their results follow. Let me draw the contrast. The wealthy believe first, then receive. They practice the emotions of wealth before the evidence appears. They embody confidence before a dollar enters their hands. And by doing so, they magnetize opportunities that others never see. I remember standing with Henry Ford in his Dearborn office. He leaned on his desk, his eyes blazing with certainty, and said, "Napoleon, the same energy that drives a man to pursue a woman with relentless passion is the very energy that, if redirected, builds empires." Do you see? Energy precedes results. Aura precedes wealth. And this is where you must awaken, because if you are still waiting for proof before you believe, you will never have proof. You must believe first, and the evidence will follow. Now listen closely, for this is critical. Your aura is not mystical fantasy. It is the byproduct of your emotional habits. It is built through repetition. It is shaped by focus. It is strengthened by discipline. Every time you think a thought, every time you hold an emotion, every time you speak words, you are training your aura. So the question becomes, are you training it consciously or unconsciously? Most people do it unconsciously. They complain, they gossip, they repeat self-pity, and each sigh, each complaint, each fear becomes training their aura to normalize lack. But you, if you decide now, you can train your aura with intent. Every act of gratitude becomes a broadcast of abundance. Every moment of visualization becomes a rehearsal for prosperity. Every ounce of courage to say, "I deserve more," becomes a rewiring of your frequency. And here is a promise. If you discipline your aura daily, money will begin to chase you. Now let me address the doubt already forming in your mind. You may say, "But Napoleon, I am already working hard. I am already visualizing. Why am I still stuck?" The answer is alignment. You cannot speak abundance with your lips while your nervous system trembles in fear. You cannot affirm confidence in the morning and radiate worry by afternoon. That is not alignment. That is confusion. And the universe does not reward confusion. It rewards clarity. So I will give you clarity. Your aura is your emotional default. Not the rare moments when you feel inspired, but the baseline you return to when no one is watching. And if that baseline is fear, doubt, or scarcity, you will repel wealth at every turn. But when you raise your baseline through gratitude, through discipline, through new identity, you become magnetic. And magnetism, not exhaustion, is the true foundation of wealth. I must repeat this truth. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But belief is not a sentence you recite. Belief is an aura you embody. So now, I challenge you to stop chasing and start aligning. Stop begging and start broadcasting. Stop doubting and start vibrating certainty, because when your aura changes, everything changes. This is the foundation of everything I will reveal to you. And as we move forward, I will show you exactly how to rewire your aura so completely that wealth, opportunity, and success orbit you like planets around the sun. But first, you must see clearly the price of ignoring this law. You must feel the weight of the problem before you are willing to solve it. Let us speak plainly now, because if you misunderstand this next truth, you will remain trapped in the same cycle of frustration. You believe your struggle is about money, time, or talent, but the real problem is quieter, older, and far more expensive. It is the silent signal you broadcast every minute of your life, your aura. A weak aura is not a small flaw. It is a hidden tax on your destiny. It charges interest on every opportunity you miss, every decision you delay, every dream you downsize. Problem, cost, consequence. That is the pattern of failure. Problem, your baseline energy whispers uncertainty. Cost, people sense it and step away. Doors hesitate to open. Offers arrive smaller than your worth. Consequence, you accept less, then become the person who expects less, then finally the person who believes less. I, Napoleon Hill, have watched this tragedy repeat for decades. Men and women with talent enough to change nations reduced to survival because their aura contradicted their ambition. Write this down. Your results rise only to the level of your emotional baseline. When your baseline is fear, you negotiate from apology. When your baseline is doubt, you price from insecurity. When your baseline is scarcity, you plan for crumbs and call it prudence. Now let us identify the mechanics of this weak aura tax. First, it blocks access. People do not buy plans, they buy presence. They do not invest in logic, they invest in certainty. If your presence carries hesitation, opportunity senses it and keeps walking. Second, it distorts perception. A weak aura makes even your best ideas look unripe. The same words spoken with conviction earn attention. The same proposal carried by doubt earns polite dismissal. Third, it creates self-fulfilling cycles. You undercharge because you feel small, then the market confirms your price, then you prove yourself right, cementing the identity that keeps you small. Consider this in daily life. You enter a meeting. Before you speak, your field speaks. It says, "Trust me," or it says, "Try me." It says, "I can carry this," or "Please carry me." In sales, the buyer doesn't only evaluate features, they evaluate you. Your calm becomes their calm. Your uncertainty becomes their pause. In leadership, teams mirror the leader's frequency. If your aura is chaotic, your culture becomes reactive. If your aura is composed, your culture becomes decisive. In creativity, a weak aura censors your best ideas before the world can test them. You hide. You hesitate. You release late, and the market rewards the bolder soul who stepped forward sooner. Let us anchor this with numbers, because the mind respects measurement. If you hesitate for 10 opportunities in a year and close 0 of them, the cost is not just the revenue you lost. It is the relationships you never formed, the referrals that never happened, the compounding you never experienced. One missed decision can cost 5 years. Problem, you delay. Cost, momentum dies. Consequence, your future arrives late or not at all. Here is the spiritual law beneath the economics. Resonance precedes reward. Money is energy. Opportunity is energy. Alliances are energy. They do not settle in fields that vibrate fear. Some will object. Napoleon Hill, this sounds mystical. No, it is practical. Your face, tone, posture, and word choice are physical expressions of your inner frequency. People read them in milliseconds and react accordingly. This is why 2 people with the same resume produce opposite outcomes. One stands in certainty and becomes a magnet. The other stands in doubt and becomes invisible. Let us explore the 4 arenas where a weak aura drains you most. Money decisions. Problem, you make choices to avoid loss rather than to create gain. Cost, you miss asymmetrical bets. Small risk, large upside. Consequence, your portfolio mirrors your fear, not your vision. 2, relationships and networks. Problem, you approach from need. Cost, high-caliber people sense the drain and keep distance. Consequence, you remain confined to circles that confirm your current identity. Reputation and brand. Problem, you communicate erratically, overpromising when high, disappearing when low. Cost, trust erodes, you are seen as risky. Consequence, premium opportunities bypass you even when you are capable. 4, self-concept and identity. Problem, you narrate your life from limitation. Cost, your nervous system rehearses failure more often than success. Consequence, your aura defaults to survival, so prosperity feels unsafe when it arrives, and you push it away. I want you to feel the compound effect of this. Each small hesitation seems harmless in the moment, but hesitation repeated daily becomes a culture. A culture becomes a destiny. When you live in low-frequency rooms, conversations of complaint, content of panic, environments of disorder, your aura becomes a mirror of that room. What you consume is what you emit. Write this down. Environment is amplifier. Whatever you carry, your surroundings will multiply. If you ingest fear, you will radiate fear. If you saturate your mind with excellence, you will begin to broadcast excellence. It cannot be otherwise. There is another cost, more subtle, more devastating, time distortion. When your aura is weak, the future feels far away, so you postpone action. But when your aura is strong, the future feels near, so you move now. Strong auras compress time. Weak auras inflate it. Ask yourself, how many dreams did you postpone for later that never returned? Now let us confront the identity behind the behavior. Many cling to the comfort of being underestimated. It spares them the pain of attempting and failing, but it also guarantees a life beneath their assignment. You were not born to tiptoe around your calling. You were born to carry it visibly, responsibly, relentlessly. Here is the checklist of a weak aura so you can diagnose it without mercy. You apologize before you deliver value. You discount without being asked. You wait for permission to start. You over-explain simple requests. You defer decisions to avoid blame. You feel relief when opportunities pass because they were heavy with responsibility. If you recognized yourself, do not despair. Awareness is treasure. Now, I, Napoleon Hill, will speak to the moral cost, a subject few dare to face. When you underexpress your gifts, the world is deprived of the solutions only you can bring. Poverty is not only a lack of money, it is the absence of your contribution. Think and Grow Rich taught the Mastermind principle. 2 or more minds aligned in harmony create a third, greater mind. But if your aura cannot harmonize, you cannot enter the mastermind at full power. You arrive as a taker when you were designed to arrive as a giver. Let me offer a brief case contrast to make this plain. 2 professionals, same skill, same city, same year. The first projects a steady field of calm conviction. He asks fair prices without apology and delivers more than promised. The second carries a low hum of anxiety. He negotiates against himself, reschedules often, and frames success as luck. After 12 months, the first doubles his client base and is invited into rooms where the next decade is being decided. The second remains busy but broke, exhausted but unseen. What changed? Strategy? Market? No, aura. Now return to the central pattern. Problem, cost, consequence. Let us apply it to decision-making itself. Problem, you delay the necessary call today. Cost, you carry mental residue for 72 hours. Consequence, you show up foggy to the meeting that could have altered your future. Problem, you postpone raising your prices by 90 days. Cost, you train your market to expect discounts. Consequence, 12 months later, you resent your work and quietly consider quitting. Problem, you absorb gossip to stay informed. Cost, your nervous system normalizes drama. Consequence, you unconsciously create chaos to match your new normal. Do you see it now? A weak aura is not a personality quirk. It is an operating system failure. And yet, here is the paradox that gives us hope. Your aura is trainable. It is plastic, flexible, obedient to disciplined repetition. Say this aloud: I can raise my baseline. I can strengthen my field. I can become a magnet for wealth. This is not wishful thinking. It is the central thesis of Napoleon Hill's work. Definiteness of purpose, allied with faith and consistent action, transmutes desire into reality. Your aura is the conductor that carries that current. Before we close this chapter, I want to illuminate one final consequence, the one that steals quietly while you are distracted by bills and deadlines: erosion of self-trust. Every time you betray a promise to yourself, your aura dims. Every time you do less than you swore to do, your field fractures. People sense the hairline cracks and place less weight on you. Force yourself to keep one promise daily. Small, measurable, non-negotiable. Momentum is medicine. Act like your future has already chosen you, because it has. Walk into rooms as a steward of value, not a seeker of rescue. Do this for the next 7 days. Audit your conversations, curate your inputs, and protect your mornings from screens for the first 60 minutes. Then observe how your presence changes before a single dollar arrives. I will leave you with a simple equation written in my notebooks long ago. Clarity, text consistency, credibility. Credibility repeated becomes capital. When your aura is clear and consistent, the world believes you, often before you speak. That belief is the bridge across which wealth travels. You can continue paying the weak aura tax, or you can cancel the debt. The choice, as always, belongs to you. But here is what changes everything. Now I am going to reveal the system, the precise method that transforms your aura from a silent saboteur into a magnetic field for wealth. This is not philosophy without practice. It is a framework I have refined through decades of study, through interviews with titans of industry, through observation of failures and fortunes alike. And I will present it to you in a form you can remember, a code you can repeat, a sequence you can apply daily. I call it the A.U.R.A method. Each letter represents a principle that, when practiced, rewires the signal you broadcast to the world. Let me unfold it step by step. A, awareness. Before you can train your aura, you must become aware of it. Awareness means recognizing the silent broadcast you are already sending. Do you carry guilt into your conversations? Do you emit hesitation when you ask for money? Do you radiate anxiety in negotiations? Awareness is the audit. Every morning, every evening, ask, what did my aura project today? Did it project confidence or confusion? Did it project abundance or apology? Awareness transforms the invisible into the visible, and only what is seen can be changed. Unification. Most people fail because their words, thoughts, and actions are disunited. They say, I am wealthy, while living in scarcity. They dream of abundance, but sabotage with procrastination. Their lips and their lives are not aligned. Unification means harmony. It means that what you think, what you speak, and what you do must carry the same frequency. When your inner world and your outer world agree, your aura becomes a beacon of trust. People sense congruence and are drawn to it like iron to a magnet. R, repetition. The aura is not built in a moment. It is built through repetition, through daily training, through consistent reinforcement. Think of it as muscle. One visit to the gym does not transform the body. One day of confidence does not transform the aura, but repetition ingrains the signal. This is why affirmations, when felt deeply and repeated faithfully, reprogram the nervous system. They are not magic spells. They are neural rehearsals. The more you practice the frequency of wealth, the more natural it becomes. A, alignment. This is the crown principle. Alignment means living as if the wealth you desire is already present. It means speaking from certainty, walking with conviction, acting with decisiveness. When your energy, emotions, and actions are aligned with abundance, you no longer chase wealth. You invite it. You command it. Now let me show you how the A.U.R.A. method has manifested in the lives of the great. 1. Andrew Carnegie was a man of awareness. He knew that every conversation shaped his influence. He listened more than he spoke because he was aware of the energy of others. Henry Ford embodied unification. His vision, his speech, his factories, all reflected the same intention: affordable automobiles for the masses. His aura projected certainty because his life was consistent. Thomas Edison was a master of repetition. 10,000 experiments were not failure. They were frequency training. Each attempt reinforced his belief until light itself bowed to his persistence. And alignment? Alignment was the secret thread of them all. They lived from the future forward. They carried themselves as if the vision was already real. And in time, reality had no choice but to obey. Now, let us apply this to you. Step into awareness. Begin a daily emotional audit. Ask yourself morning and night, what signal am I sending? Step into unification. Eliminate contradictions. If you affirm wealth, let your actions support it. If you declare confidence, let your posture reflect it. Step into repetition. Choose one practice to repeat for 21 days. Visualization, affirmation, gratitude journaling. Let the rhythm ingrain the signal. Step into alignment. Act today as if your future self were already living. Carry the tone of inevitability. Here is what I want you to write in bold letters and place where your eyes cannot ignore it. I do not chase, I attract. My aura is my wealth. Every time you see it, your nervous system will remember. Every time you repeat it, your aura will strengthen. But listen, repetition without feeling is noise. You must feel it in your bones. You must let your body believe before the evidence appears. That is the technology of the spirit. That is the law of attraction in its truest form. And so I say to you, train your aura like an athlete trains his body. With awareness, with unification, with repetition, with alignment. Practice the A.U.R.A. method daily, and soon wealth will recognize your signal. It will stop resisting. It will begin pursuing you. Remember this, the wealth you seek is already in orbit, waiting for a frequency to follow. When you live the A.U.R.A. method, you set that frequency. And what happens next will feel like destiny, but it will be discipline. Because the aura you train today becomes the fortune you hold tomorrow. Here's exactly how to apply this. Because knowing a method without living it is like owning a map and never traveling. The A.U.R.A. method is not meant to be admired, it is meant to be practiced. And practice means steps, actions, disciplines that sculpt your aura into an irresistible force. So let me give you the structure. Follow these steps with precision and your aura will become undeniable. Step 1, the morning aura reset. Every day begins with calibration. Before the world's noise enters, you must set the frequency. Take 5 minutes upon waking. Sit upright, breathe deeply, and visualize your aura expanding. See it glowing brighter, stronger, protective, yet magnetic. Then, speak aloud, I am wealth in motion. I am aligned with abundance. I do not chase, I attract. Say it not as fantasy, but as truth. Feel it in your chest. Let your nervous system absorb the message. Repeat daily for 21 days. This resets your baseline signal. But don't stop at 21. Continue until it becomes second nature, until your first thought in the morning is no longer fear of bills, but certainty of abundance. Add layers as you grow. Imagine your aura not only glowing, but influencing the world around you. Picture conversations going your way, doors opening, people smiling as if they already trust you. Step 2, the emotional audit ritual. Twice each day, pause and ask, what am I broadcasting right now? Am I sending certainty or confusion? Am I radiating courage or fear? Write the answer. Journaling turns vagueness into clarity. Over time, you will see patterns, the invisible habits that sabotage or strengthen your aura. Here's an example. A businessman realizes that every time he checks his bank account, his shoulders slump, his breath shortens, his aura contracts. Awareness reveals the trigger. Once seen, he replaces the reaction with gratitude for what is already present. Awareness is half the battle. Once you see the leaks in your energy, you can seal them. Step 3, environmental curation. Your surroundings multiply your signal, so you must curate them with discipline. Remove gossip, fear-driven news, and poverty mindset voices from your daily diet. Replace them with books of wealth, conversations of vision, and mentors of faith. Transform your room into a sanctuary, symbols of your future, images of prosperity, reminders of your worth. Every glance becomes a reinforcement. Environment is amplifier. What you consume, you emit. Create environmental rituals. Keep a wealth shelf with objects that remind you of expansion. A gold coin, a book that changed your perspective, a letter of gratitude from a client. Guard your mornings. Do not allow the first input to be fear disguised as headlines. Feed your aura with certainty before you face the world. Step 4, the wealth embodiment drill. For 5 minutes a day, walk as if you are already wealthy. Shoulders back, head high, voice steady. Answer the phone as if million-dollar opportunities depend on your tone. Move through your home as though every room belongs to a leader. This is not pretense. It is training. You are rehearsing the identity until it feels natural. Expand the practice. Try it in public spaces. Enter the cafe as though you own the building. Speak to the cashier as though you are equals in destiny. Let strangers feel your certainty before they know your name. Remember, the body teaches the mind. When you act like wealth is yours, your nervous system adapts. Step 5, the contribution practice. Your aura strengthens when you give without demand. Once each day, add value with no expectation of return. Share knowledge, uplift a colleague, offer a solution, extend kindness. Contribution expands your field. It signals abundance, not desperation. Consider this. Every time you give, you train your aura to declare, I have more than enough. That declaration reshapes your relationship with money and power. Examples. Mentor someone who cannot repay you. Offer insight freely on a problem. Serve your community with generosity. The act may seem small, but energetically, it multiplies your frequency. Step 6, the nighttime reprogramming. Before sleep, review your day. Ask, what did I broadcast? Where was I aligned? Where did I fracture? Then forgive yourself for the fractures and rehearse the correction in your mind's theater. Visualize tomorrow's version of you, calm, certain, magnetic. Sleep with that picture, and your subconscious will train while you rest. Deepen the ritual. Play soft instrumental music. Light a candle, or repeat a sacred phrase. Create an atmosphere that whispers abundance into your sleep. Night is the time when your aura repairs. Do not waste it by drowning in worry. Step 7, weekly mastery challenge. Once each week, choose a challenge that forces your aura to expand. Raise your prices, speak on a stage, ask boldly, confront a fear. Aura strength grows through stress, just as muscles grow through resistance. Do not hide from the weight, lift it. Add structure to this step. Keep a log of your challenges. Write what you feared, what you did, and how your aura shifted after. Example, you ask for double your usual rate. Fear shouts, but you hold alignment. The client agrees without hesitation. The log becomes proof of your growth, evidence that your aura is expanding week after week. Now let me emphasize something crucial. Implementation is not about perfection. It is about consistency. If you miss a day, do not surrender. Return immediately. Momentum matters more than flawless execution. This process is not meant to feel easy. It is meant to feel stretching. Discomfort is the language of expansion. Throughout these steps, remember the rhythm. Awareness, unification, repetition, alignment. Each morning reset builds awareness. Each audit builds unification. Each repetition ingrains certainty. Each alignment exercise makes you magnetic. And over weeks, your aura shifts from fragile to forceful. Now let me give you retention hooks, because your mind must stay engaged as long as your body trains. The most powerful part is coming next. What I am about to reveal is worth more than every strategy you've ever studied. Wait until you see how objections vanish when your aura radiates certainty. But for now, practice these steps with devotion. Force yourself to stay consistent. Act like wealth is already yours. Do this for 30 days, and your aura will rewrite your destiny. Because what you embody, you attract. And when you embody abundance daily, wealth becomes inevitable. The steps are simple, but their effect is supernatural. Train your aura with these practices and watch as life rearranges itself to meet you at your frequency. This is implementation. This is application. This is where theory becomes power. And as you walk this path, remember, consistency creates credibility. Credibility creates capital. Capital creates freedom. Implementation is not a suggestion. It is the bridge between vision and reality. You might think, Napoleon, this is too simple. Surely wealth requires more than aura training. Isn't it about luck, timing, connections? Let me destroy those objections one by one, because if you carry them in your mind, they will sabotage you before you even begin. Objection 1. Wealth is about hard work. You must grind endlessly to be rich. That is what society told you. That is what your teachers repeated. That is what the culture glorifies. Here is the truth. If hard work alone created wealth, coal miners would be billionaires. Single mothers juggling 3 jobs would sit on empires. Factory workers would retire in palaces, but they do not. Why? Because wealth responds to frequency, not fatigue. Hard work without alignment is hamster wheel labor. You sweat, but you stay in place. Every millionaire I interviewed, everyone worked, yes, but more importantly, they vibrated certainty. Their aura commanded the opportunities, their hands then executed. Work is necessary, but aligned work is unstoppable. Objection 2. Wealth is about luck. Some say, Napoleon, the wealthy are just lucky, but luck is simply preparation meeting opportunity, and aura is the preparation. A weak aura repels chance. Opportunities pass unseen. Doors remain closed. People wither in self-doubt. A trained aura, however, magnetizes synchronicity. Fortuitous meetings, chance introductions, sudden windfalls. These are not accidents. They are responses to the field you carry. Luck is not random, it is resonance. Objection 3. Wealth is about timing. Some argue, if only I had started earlier, if only I had entered at the right moment. But timing is irrelevant if your aura is weak. You could stand before the greatest opportunity of the century, and without alignment, you would sabotage it. Conversely, when your aura is strong, you bend timing to your advantage. People delay decisions until you arrive. Doors stay open longer because your presence sustains the possibility. The right time is always now, if your aura is ready. Objection 4. Wealth requires connections. Some protest, I wasn't born into the right family, I don't know the right people. But aura precedes introductions. Think of this. When you walk into a room with a powerful aura, people want to connect with you. They lean forward, they open their networks, they offer support without being asked. Connections are the fruit, not the root. The root is the aura. Objection 5. I don't deserve wealth. This is the deadliest lie of all. It is the whisper that keeps millions small. You were conditioned to believe that wanting more is selfish, that desiring abundance is greedy, that wealth is corruption. But hear me, poverty is not purity. Scarcity is not virtue. To dim your light serves no one. You deserve wealth not because of ego, but because of purpose. With wealth, you can serve more, give more, expand more. The aura that believes in its worth becomes a vessel of impact. Objection 6. This sounds mystical. Some roll their eyes. Napoleon, is aura not just fantasy? No. Aura is psychology plus physiology plus spirituality. It is your thoughts, your emotions, your posture, your breath, all combining into a field people feel before you speak. Science proves it. Studies in neuroscience confirm that humans detect intention through microsignals long before words. This is aura by another name. So call it what you wish: energy, field, vibe, frequency. The effect remains the same. Now let me drive this home with stories. I once counseled a young entrepreneur who had talent but carried apology in his aura. Investors ignored him. Clients doubted him. He blamed the market. We rewired his presence. He began the morning aura reset, the embodiment drill, the contribution practice. Within months, he closed deals previously unimaginable. What changed? Not his product, not his market, his aura. Another man told me, "I cannot speak in public. I freeze." His aura projected fear. We trained his aura to carry calm, breath control, posture, visualization. The next time he stood before an audience, people said, "There's something different about you. I trust you." Again, aura, not skill, made the difference. You might think, this sounds too good to be true. Let me destroy that objection as well. Too good to be true, or too unfamiliar to be comfortable? Most reject truth when it does not match their old conditioning. But conditioning is not destiny. You can rewire, you can retrain, you can reset, and the cost of not doing so, a lifetime of hesitation, poverty, and regret. So I say this to you: stop hiding behind objections. Stop explaining away your power. Stop excusing your hesitation. Every objection is just fear disguised as reason, and fear loses its grip the moment you expose it to truth. Write this down. Objections are illusions. Alignment is reality. Now we are ready for urgency, because knowing the truth is not enough. You must act quickly, decisively, courageously. Every second you wait, the cost rises. Every hesitation compounds into delay. Every excuse robs you of momentum. I must be blunt. Wealth will not wait for you. Opportunity will not pause until you feel ready. The wealthy act. The hesitant lose. The timeline of action. In the next 60 seconds, you can choose clarity. One decision, one declaration, one alignment. In the next 24 hours, you can recalibrate your aura. Practice the morning reset. Begin the emotional audit. Refuse negativity. In the next 7 days, you can transform your momentum. By repeating the practices, you build rhythm. Rhythm creates credibility. Credibility attracts capital. In the next 30 days, your life can look unrecognizable. But only if you move now. The cost of delay. Think about this. Every day you delay, you lose time you cannot recover. 1 week of hesitation, 7 days of missed opportunities. 1 month of hesitation, 30 days of diluted confidence. 1 year of hesitation, an identity of delay that hardens into destiny. Delay is debt. It compounds silently. The law of urgency. Action taken in clarity creates momentum. Momentum attracts allies. Allies multiply resources. Resources accelerate wealth. But inaction creates the opposite. Stagnation attracts doubt. Doubt attracts critics. Critics multiply obstacles. And obstacles consume your energy before you even begin. So you must choose acceleration or erosion. The challenge of today. I challenge you right now to make one move that aligns your aura. Send the email you have been avoiding. Make the offer you have delayed. Ask for the price you truly deserve. Begin the project you have postponed. Do it today. Do it before the sun sets. Fear versus faith. Every action you take will be tested by fear. Fear will say, "What if I fail?" Faith will answer, "What if you rise?" Fear will say, "What if they reject me?" Faith will answer, What if they trust you? Fear will whisper, you are not ready. Faith will declare, you are chosen. In urgency, faith must speak louder than fear. The price of comfort. Comfort is a slow poison. It whispers, stay safe, stay still, wait longer. But safety is an illusion. But every empire was built by those who left comfort behind. Every fortune was created by those who moved before it felt easy. If you wait for perfect conditions, you will die waiting. Force yourself to act. Force yourself to send the message. Force yourself to claim the stage. Force yourself to move even when trembling. Courage is not absence of fear. Courage is decision in the presence of fear. Do not wait for permission. No one will come to crown you. Crown yourself with action. The power of immediate alignment. Decide one thing now. I will not end this day the way I began it. Take one bold action that proves your aura is changing. Do not underestimate the power of small moves. Small aligned actions, repeated daily, compound into unstoppable force. A seed today becomes a forest tomorrow. A decision today becomes an empire tomorrow. Final charge. Every second you hesitate, others are moving. While you doubt, they decide. While you pause, they profit. Do not let hesitation rob you again. The time is now. Act within the next 60 seconds. Continue for the next 24 hours. Repeat for 30 days, and you will no longer be chasing wealth. Wealth will be chasing you. Imagine yourself standing at the summit of your destiny. The struggles behind you, the hesitation dissolved, the fear replaced with certainty. See yourself walking into rooms where every head turns, not because of arrogance, but because your aura announces your arrival. Your presence speaks louder than your words. Picture the future, opportunities aligning effortlessly, people eager to collaborate. Wealth orbiting around you as though it has been searching for you all along. This is not fantasy. This is the natural outcome of alignment. This is the reward for the discipline you now practice. Future state visualization. Imagine the life you will live when your aura is magnetic. You wake in the morning with calm assurance, not panic. You speak with authority that does not waver. You negotiate with confidence that attracts agreement. You give generously because you overflow. Each action reinforces the identity of abundance. Each decision reflects the certainty of wealth. Your aura does the work your words no longer need to. Emotional peaks. Feel the freedom. Freedom to travel without counting pennies. Freedom to choose projects that inspire rather than merely sustain. Freedom to give, not out of guilt, but out of power. Feel the security. Security in knowing that no downturn, no obstacle, no critic can shake the frequency you have built. Feel the expansion. Expansion of your influence, your contribution, your legacy. Final push. This is your moment. Do not return to the life of hesitation. Do not step back into scarcity. Do not allow fear to steal what is already yours. You have trained your aura. You have learned the practices. You have destroyed the objections. You have embraced urgency. Now it is time to live the vision. Call to action. Here is what you must do. Subscribe to this journey. Share it with those who need it. Comment with your declaration of alignment. Say aloud, I am aligned, I am magnetic, I am wealth in motion. Your words will anchor your commitment. Your action will prove your belief. Replay value. Return to this teaching often. Each time you listen, your aura will strengthen. Each repetition ingrains the frequency deeper. Let this message be your companion. In the morning when doubt creeps in, at night when fear whispers. Final challenge. Imagine your future self watching you right now. Would they recognize the courage in your eyes? Would they smile at the choices you are about to make? Commit to them. Commit to the life that is waiting, because the decision is yours.